Alright, first match of the stone, and this one is pretty fun. Like, we had a rough recording this time, so I think this was probably our only positive match here. The other ones, I will warn you in advance, are me being a little bit negative, because, well, basically I got screwed over. So watch this. This match was crazy. I put out this Knight of Autumn and they concede. Now I see colorless, so I'm thinking this could either be a colorless ramp deck, which is probably going into a big Ugin, so let's take out some of these and see what's coming up. I take out our Vanishing Verses to see what they're up against. And yeah, then I keep a greedy hand, and the true nature of this deck is revealed. It is a land destruction deck. It is Jund land destruction. And this is a version where I have not fully updated yet to have all of the lands. So here's the deal. I want to get up to having Ancient Cornucopia online, which I'm planning to do here. But they have a Cleansing Wildfire, and that's enough. So I'm just going to pass and concede to that. So that was a misplay on my part. So I kept a greedy low hand. Ultimately, we want a hand full of nothing but lands. Yeah, they can strip away our stuff here. This hand is perfect. So, because if they try to mess with us, we can actually get what we need out of it. Basically, we need white mana, and if they go for like a fancy quick play to try and get white mana, we can just rip it out of their hand. But we draw white mana, so we can just pass it back. There's a Cleansing Wildfire. We'll get white mana. Excellent. Now we need black. But we have enough here, so we can pass it. Actually, we're going to play this Wandering Mind. We'll find a Dovin's Veto. Or a Shadowbringer, sorry. Cleansing Wildfire again. We'll grab another land. Fort sees us. We've got 3 counter spells and a Fort Seize / Steal effect. You take that away. We'll swing in for 2, pass it back. They go for an Analyze the Pollen. You know what? I'm going to No More Lies it.
Nope.
You got to counter that. Oh, you bit of Triumph while you can. Yep, kills our guy. Play another land here. Pass it back. They go for black. We will cycle a land, show them how much land we have, and we don't care. There's a Niv, so let's go for the reload.
Reload.
They go for the Assassin's Trophy on us. We don't have any more basics to get. I thought Assassin's Trophy was a basic type. We'll take Joshua. Edgar here is the perfect answer to anything they really want to do, because they just have kill spells. So let's play our boy Edgar, remember? Alright, they have a ton of mana, but I don't think they have anything to do with it. So we'll just swing in with Edgar here. We'll play a Joshua. Pass it back. We've got enough to hold up spells, and they just concede. And I'm just like, yeah, nice try. Alright, final ranked for the week. And this one might be a long video. Spoiler alert for what matches are coming up. This is in no black hand, so we have to mulligan it. This one's keepable. We'll put Valky to the bottom. We can basically... Again, we don't have black. Alright, Duress on 1. Interesting. We now find black, so we can pass that, and we can hold up a No More Lies, which we will do. We definitely want to intercept the... Oh. That is... Oh, this is a mono black legend / Gix deck. Right. Cavern Bat takes our thing. Go for the throat. So yeah, so for those of you who might not know about this deck purely plays little creatures, removal. It's kind of like the mono blue tempo deck from back in the day. See, look, tons of little creatures that they just want to basically just purge us with value like this. And yes, they run really good lands which manage it out. I actually think this is probably better than mono blue tempo. So they want to use card advantage things like their lands and their Gixes And the Dark Confidant now to just basically grind us out of value. Right, we'll play this Garland. The odds are, though, they still have removal, so we'll just pass it back. Yep, there's another go for the throat. And, of course, when I play a Dark Confidant, it somehow magically hits an Emrakul, even in Pioneer, but every Dark Confidant flipped I ever see is perfect, no info. Yep, we just aren't drawing well here. We should be pretty well spec'd for this matchup. We should have... yeah, they got triple go for the throat in the top 15. Because, yeah, they did that. We managed to draw all of our lands. And, yep, there's Mutavault. Yeah, so basically, here's the problem. We've fallen too far behind now. Basically, even if we fall a board wipe to stabilize, they have enough man lands to just kill us out of nowhere, so we are pretty much just done here. I'm pretty sure we'll just take a draw here and see what we find. But it's a sad thing, because this should be a pretty good matchup for us with all of our interactive removal if we could find anything that's not a land. But yeah, this is kind of, yeah, we're looking at... And yeah, I'm just cycling now to show that we draw all of the lands. So even if we did find something to stabilize here, we just died of their creatures. So ultimately, yeah, it was me, that was me in frustration conceding, because I was like, really? We couldn't draw a single... This was the epitome of matches that make me want to go back to 60 card decks. I should probably try and consider that, just see if I feel it's any different. Sideboard wise, we just bring in more removal. And let's see what we can hit out here. I'm not mulliganing because screw that. We're against a Thoughtseize deck, so they'll have brought in probably 15 more Thoughtseizes now. Oh, there's a Cecil and a Mox Amber and a Pickpocket. We'll pass back here. We can't let a Cecil flip. If Cecil flips, yeah, here's Thoughtseize, of course. We'll just let them get one off here. See what they take. Obviously, they should probably take one of our Helix. Oh, they take a Joshua. Interesting. So we'll just Helix.
Oh, he did.
We can let them drain themselves a bit with the Cecil. There's a Dark Confidant. Let's play a land tapped, kill the Dark Confidant.
Oh, he did.
We don't want them to gain any card advantage. That's where we've got to choke them out here. Alright, play our next land, pass it back, put Yorion into hand. They can draw off Castle Lochwain, so they're still getting card advantage, which is unfortunate, but at least they can't develop their board. Alright, so we'll just Attention Sphere, get rid of this Cecil.
Bye.
Because it's an insane powerhouse at 4/4 lifelink. They have another Cecil. Activate a Mutavault, putting us on pressure. Shock a land in. Let's get a Niv for the reload.
Reload.
See if we can find enough. We find a single removal spell. It is always super frustrating when you draw the wrong half of your deck. There's their 17th go for the throat because, of course, they have it. Alright, they're going to activate creatures, swing in, put us down to 8. And a Castile Bronco. So we have to Vanishing Verse, get rid of the Cecil.
Bye.
Because it's life gain. Then we're going to pass it back here because we can't cast both. We need to hold up enough interaction here. And there's a Gix, so yes, we unfortunately are going to have to kill the Gix.
Oh, he did.
Because, wow, this, the top deck ability of this guy is insane. Let's play Garland, play Joshua, and then we'll cycle 2 unknowns, draw 2 lands, see what we get here. They duress us, so we now know that they have nothing. They take away our Detention Sphere. So we can stabilize pretty well here. They're drawing down to 5, and they concede because they've done too much damage to themselves. Honestly, I don't think they had to push that hard. I think they could have... Well, actually, no, they didn't have the Eye of the Hive Tyrant that time. So that one went a little better because we had way more removal. You know what? We can keep this. And there's the Thoughtseize on turn 1. There goes our Clarion. So let's get our Garland down to go for the Throated. There's a Dark Confidant and a Mox Amber. Oh, we drew a Fatal Push.
Oh, he did.
So let's keep their card advantage down and see if we can find some other stuff. If we can get to Niv before they put a second Dark Confidant, because, of course, you gotta love... Oh, and, yep, they hit a land with their Dark Confidant, so we don't even get a passive with that. Here's another Fortsies to take on Niv. No way in hell they attack. They want the card advantage. And, yep, now the game decides that we get nothing but lands. Well, I'm going to attack in, see if I can beat a block. Nope. They get a Cecil. They get the next Beautiful. So they've hit all 4 creature lands, plus 2 Dark Confidants, plus a billion options. There's a Fortsy, so let's just see if they want to pay for it. We'll keep that on top. Right. We get a Whale of the Forgotten here, so we could bounce or we could look, but we're just going to attack in to see if they want to trade. They do. I'm okay with that. Right, let's Whale, look at the top 4. We find a Niv, so all we need now is just to not have them hit a Fortsies. They find a Gix. Are they going to deploy the Gix? Are they going to put more pressure on us? Yep, there's the Gix. They draw. Find Tiny Bones. Thought that was a Fortsies then. I was going to be very upset. Alright, then we can play our second White Source. Play our Niv. And we find no removal. So this is where you feel like the shuffler is just giving it to the other guy. And they find a Fortsies off the top. So they have to kill Niv here. They have the Invoke Despair, of course they do. So we could win if we can find a Helix or a Bring to Light. And I'd like to point out, right, we have not hit any of them this game. So the odds are pretty good in our favor. Okay, go for it, Wandering Mind. You can hit it. No, you can't. There's 2 Bring to Lights, 2 Vanishing Verses, but not a single damn Helix to win the game. It was close, but the Lords of Magic decided, yeah, I was mad. That was me checking my graveyard to make sure they didn't have anything. Let's wait till they activate this. There's no way to block, so we just lost this match. Yep, unfortunate. Because the shuffler decided we don't run any of our cards, but they can get triple of all theirs. Good one, Arena. This was actually the point where I turned off for the night, because I was like, sure, Arena, we don't want to play either. Okay, so this final match here, I'm just going to leave this running. I'm not going to do full commentary for this because, well, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's blue-white control and it's uber boring. Basically, this is a prime example of why I don't normally, if I'm playing like just in rank queues, I will just leave if I see a blue-white control deck. 1, it's a terrible matchup for our deck. It's our weakest matchup. And 2, like you'll see here, we have a great run, but this is where I make the misplay with this Unmoored Ego. So, we get the Unmoored Ego to resolve, and I choose to Fairy Time Raveler, which is one of their main win cons. However, this is my advice to anyone who is playing in this matchup in the future. I did not take the time to look through their deck, and there's a point in the later match where in the first game where I really feel like I could have won it. So when we look through their deck, if I'd looked through, I would have seen that their only board wipe was Supreme Verdict. And there's a point where I get Niv Mizzet Supreme onto the battlefield, and I successfully jumpstart that Unmoored Ego. However, I choose to take out the Bazers because I'm thinking that's their win condition. And then I realize after the game's played out for another huge amount of time, oh, wait a minute, all of their removal is Get Lost and March of the Otherworldly Light, and their Emperors are all monocolored. So we could have totally won the match from there because they would not have been able to kill Niv, and we could have leveraged huge advantage if I had paid attention. So this is like my PSA for anyone who plays against control here. If you resolve or attempt to resolve an Unmoored Ego, one of your best things to aim for is always the Teferi, the Hero Dominaria. It is traditionally the thing that they push out ahead and will just get away from and win a huge amount of value with. For those of you who don't no, like it's usually one of their main win conditions. Basically, if they're about to ultimate it, then we can just like back up and be like, yeah, we can't win from here. Like, if you look at actual blue-white control decks nowadays, apart from the vetoes, they're not actually like old school blue-white control like you see in modern, where there would be like cryptic commands, mana leaks. Like a huge amount of their game plan was literally just having a perfect curve of counterspells to stop you playing. 9 times out of 10, what control decks now want to do is resolve Teferi, protect Teferi, get a Teferi ultimate. But when you take that away from them, their only real options to win are their manlands or their their emperors, which can go like 1/2, 1/2s. So yes, take out the hero of Dominaria, then check their deck, but make notes of what the major threats are. For example, if I'd have used my brain here and seen that, oh wait, of course the only board wipe they're running is a Supreme Verdict. So if I took out the Supreme Verdict, Niv Mizzet Supreme is literally an unkillable flying threat that they can't deal with. But yeah, that's where I threw this matchup. But basically, what happens is we have a very long match one, to summarize, where they can't really win, but they've got enough stuff because I make that misplay. There's a point where I get ahead with Niv Mizzet Supreme, throw the game away because I don't name Supreme Verdict, and then basically it just slips away from us. We just could not stabilize good enough with what's going on. And the other big thing that just happens is, well, we then go to game 2, and game 2, I literally am just bored. Like, I have very limited time to play ranked in my free time between work and maintaining my house. So I literally throw the second game pretty much deliberately. You'll see I literally counter something. I think it's a stock up. I counter a stock up, let them resolve a Teferi, and then I'm like, oopsie, guess I don't have to play control anymore. But yeah, this is genuinely my opinion. I tried to get a control matchup because I wanted some variety this week because I've seen a lot of similar decks. But yeah, my personal opinion, if you want to play control against control with the Niv Mizzet Supreme deck, or Niv Mizzet deck in general, is just do not engage. It's literally, my philosophy is, right, I can play one 40-minute game with a control deck and have like a bad matchup and not win, not do anything. Or I can play 10 games with other decks and have my ass kicked in some of them, but have some fun interactions in others. So it's basically a nothing burger, or 6 burgers where 3 of them might be good, 3 of them might be mid. You know, yeah, you don't have to be a fat guy to tell me which one I'd take in that scenario. But yes, this is my point here where I completely throw the game. If I named Supreme Verdict here, they would not have been able to kill this, and I could have probably leveraged my advantage. Oh, such a shame. Completely threw it. What a shame. Shouldn't have done it. Anyway, enjoy the rest of this game.